Hello, my name is Robbie Fitzwater. I am the owner and operator of Marketing Rhythm. We help e-commerce businesses um, grow through retention marketing and basically a lot of email and SMS marketing to just help them retain customers and get them to purchase again and again and again. Um, One of the things we hear all the time from prospects and even from clients sometimes like early in the year is like, hey, what should we be doing about email marketing and kind of how should we be approaching the holidays? And we love this time of year. We always are ready to go during the holiday season, but we always recommend, hey, when we're thinking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or leading into the holidays, let's start that in July and August. So basically, we're not playing catch up all year. And because we want to do a lot of different things that time of the year, planning early and starting that process really early allows us to do that effectively without playing catch up. So we wanted to go through some of the exercises and some of the thought processes we go through to get to that point and to help you like get ahead of the curve, help you basically allow yourself to just kind of press play on the holidays and not necessarily worry about every single small thing. So again, like I said, starting in July or August, we want to get ahead of it. We want to be able to put as much firepower behind this as possible. We always talk about like Hygiene Hub and Hero content in terms of like how we're using our content and how we're planning for different events or different things. This is a hero event. So leading up to the holidays, we want to put a lot of firepower and a lot of emphasis behind it. Basically, it gives us a chance to really maximize revenue we're going to make it any given time of the year. And especially for a US based audience, our audiences are kind of trained to purchase in that window. So we really want to take advantage of that as much as possible to, again, capture as much volume around that window as we can. So some of the things we think about. Starting out, hey, what is your offer? What do you want to be doing? So this is where you're kind of looking at what you did last year, other promotions you may have done, and making sure that offer is going to be exciting enough, engaging enough that people are going to want to take advantage of it. This needs to be a little bit like maybe 5% higher than the deepest discount you give during the year, because again, your competition is so high and you're going to be trying to work to compete on that window. Also, making sure that offer is in line with your brand. Some of them a little bit higher end brands, they don't even offer a discount during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and they're upfront with it. Some brands offer an incentive for secondary purchases. So if you make a purchase over XYZ, you get a gift card for XYZ. You make another purchase over XYZ, you get a gift card for over XYZ. Those are helpful and they fit in line with the context of some brand. This is where you want to be bringing your big guns out, where you're, again, hopefully trying to capture as much volume in that time as possible. And I always recommend with that offer, thinking about what's going to drive the highest average order value. So you're not necessarily just sacrificing a lot of margin on small purchases. What's going to drive that average order value up? So like a tiered offer is great. An escalated offer for volume based is also great. So like if I'm a coffee roaster, yeah, maybe a discount on like 2 and 5 pound bags. So it's a little bit deeper than the discount for a 12-ounce bag. So basically all of those things allow us to capture a little bit more volume, and every time we can increase that average order value, increase the bucket we can kind of the revenue we can drive in that window without sacrificing just a ton of margin on less profitable sales. So those things are going to be really helpful. And then also just being straightforward with your offer, making sure that you communicate how long that promotion is going to go on, what it's going to be, and when it's going to expire. Not trying to play too many games, not trying to make it too complicated. If it takes some serious explanation, it may be a little bit too complicated. So making it simple, making it easy, and making it accessible. If you ran that promotion or a similar promotion during the year and you've had success with it, piggybacking off of that and carrying that momentum you've grown into that's going to be really helpful in kind of judging what your audience is going to engage with and what's going to drive action for them. And then there's lots of different things you can do in terms of like, hey, we may be releasing a new product line around this time. We may be releasing an exclusive number of products in this window. That is another way to kind of create some urgency and have some fun with it. One of the other things we're thinking about really early is if you're starting this a little bit too late, you're going to be paying a lot more. Basically, we want to think about, hey, how do we start our kind of like run up to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday window a little bit earlier and thinking, hey, we need to be building our list really early. So building our email list and our SMS list really early is going to give us a way to not pay as much acquisition costs for those individuals. Thinking, hey, starting in September, our acquisition cost is going to start to go way up because everybody's getting a little bit more ready for the holidays. And we don't want to be bringing in cold traffic that first round of the holidays either. So again, we want to be like driving acquisition, driving growth in our list. They may not necessarily be converting right away, but we want to be building our list in a time that it's going to be really helpful and valuable for us because we don't want to be playing catch up when those acquisition costs are through the roof because the ads are more expensive because everybody's piling on top trying to get ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So building your list early and acquiring that list is super helpful. Like basically I always try and think about this as like, hey, when you're building your list early and like through the work you're doing in the list building now and also the work you've done through the course of the year, you've really kind of been working to so much of the work we do in retention and email is kind of harvest. It's kind of basically farming. It's more farming than hunting. Like we're not going out and like again finding as many like new customers who are going to convert right away. We are kind of nurturing those customers over the course of time. We're trying to get them to purchase multiple times. It's more like a farming behavior than a hunting behavior. Right now, we've been like, again, planting our seeds and we need to let them grow. So the more seeds we can plant, the more we're going to be able to harvest later on. And that's where this kind of comes into play here because we want to be planting our seeds to harvest them later. Also, we always recommend building a VIP list. So if we can have a list of people that have already purchased and that have shown a certain level of intent around high value purchases, then that's a great way to take advantage of that VIP list too. And that may be something you're adding into your communications leading up to the holidays. Hey, we've got something exciting going on. If you want to join our VIP list, you may have, again, early access to it or an escalated discount. So those are things you can do to start building that list early and also build an opt-in VIP list where they can, again, mentally account for the money they're going to be spending there and kind of do that mental accounting to make sure that you're going to be able to take advantage of that as much as possible. And they're going to be reserving space in their wallet for that. Telling them, being straightforward when it's going to be. Also, you're going to typically see a lot more browsing behavior earlier, like the months leading up to it. Like people stop buying, I always joke, like people stop buying toilet paper in October because they're so ready for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals to come along. So accounting for that and knowing that's coming is really helpful for you as a marketer. The other thing, analyzing your performance from the last year, what has worked, what hasn't, really understanding where you have those opportunities and making sure you're not going to leave revenue on the table. So making sure your discount or promotion is going to be deep enough that it's going to be valuable, that people are going to want to jump on it as opposed to something else. Make sure that is going to be, like, again, you may have ended a little bit earlier than you should have last year when you probably had a few more people. We always say like, hey, up until November, I mean like probably December 15th, we are probably going to be able to maximize that holiday season, but also like, hey, what can we do between the 25th and the 31st, to maximize that time too. So thinking about this as a holistic holiday between like, again, Black Friday, Cyber Monday and New Year's Day, those are all like that window is all fair game. And how you're going to maximize those different peaks, especially like after that holiday is always kind of weird and kind of random. But hey, people are really cash rich with like a bunch of Visa gift cards in their pockets from all those holiday gifts they got. And if they didn't get what they wanted to for the holidays, those are going to be burning holes in their pockets around the 26th. So that's kind of a cool opportunity to take advantage of that. From there, we always recommend, hey, how do we plan this so we can build momentum? And we always do this in a visual way that helps us kind of align things really smoothly. So I'm going to walk you through that. We're going to go to the fun whiteboard. So basically thinking about this as a calendar. So if this was maybe November 1st or even earlier, this is maybe, say this is December, and then this is January. So thinking about this again, holistically, we're going to be doing some audience building ahead of time. So again, audience building done through here, get your popovers, get your list building, know that you're going to be trying to acquire as many people as possible. But then again, you're leading up into the holidays with your Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Let's say again, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is right here. You're going to start in early November building your VIP list and building anticipation, where you're kind of treating this like an album release, where you're saying, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Join our VIP list here. Giving a second round of join the VIP list. Basically, you're building momentum into that peak of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. During that time on Black Friday or the day before, like this week, the week ahead of time always gets a little bit hectic and a little bit crazy. So understanding your business and what's going to work well is going to really help you to understand what that's going to entail in that window. So if you have a product that you're not holding inventory, you can't send that much volume, you may want to start that Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotion a little bit earlier because you can, and a little bit earlier and try and maintain that momentum a little bit longer as opposed to selling them that peak. If that's the case, you want to communicate that really early. Hey, this is what we're doing for the holidays. We're starting it now. We're not going to go any deeper. We're not playing games. This is what we're doing, and trying to spread that out as long as you can to minimize that volume. If you're building your own products or making them ready to ship, then that's a place where you can't just send a boatload of orders out because you're going to be way behind. So you need to kind of spread that out. But if I'm a typical retailer, I'm going to be, again, building up that momentum until about the week before the holiday when you can start to take advantage of that. We like to start our like Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotions a lot of times the Mondays before the holiday, especially with VIPs. That's a great time to start that cadence where you're sending to them on a fairly frequent basis. You've had them raise their hand and say, yes, I'm going to be a VIP. When you're collecting that VIP list, we always recommend collecting a little bit more data. You can use at different times of the year too. So like if you capture a birthday, if you capture like what categories they want to purchase in, maybe what who they're purchasing for. All of those things are going to give you different data points you can use in a forward-facing manner, especially like with birthdays. You can suddenly send a birthday flow. And again, that birthday automation is going to hopefully generate revenue year round, but it helps you in a lot of ways there. So building momentum up until that Black Friday, Cyber Monday. On Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you may be again opening that up for your broad list maybe the day before, right around like 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving for the US, because there's a lot of opportunity there and people are kind of bored and trying to avoid their families, so they're on their phones. That may be a time to reach them. But on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like we recommend our clients, we kind of lead everything out. So we're basically sending 2 to 3 emails on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and then we're probably sending 2 emails on the Saturday and Sunday in between, because basically we have to assume everybody's inbox is so inundated at that time that it's going to be really difficult to fully break through. And assuming that they're going to miss a good number of the emails we send on those days, that's where again we have to send a high number, a higher volume than we're almost comfortable with. We're going to have some unsubscribes. That's part of the process. But again, we've been harvesting our list. We've been farming through a whole year. This is what we've been doing it for. We want to be driving a lot of volume in that window, so it's okay. So again, those peaks on this days, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and then again, trying to maintain that momentum a little bit more with different communications along that time. The weekends between the free shipping deadline, which is around like mid-December, or like mid to like December 15th or 17th, depending on what FedEx or UPS is going to come out with this year. And again, talk to your FedEx or UPS rep early to make sure you know what that free shipping deadline is going to be, so you can communicate that. Basically trying to maintain as much of the momentum till here as possible. This is where people are going to become less and less price sensitive. So price sensitivity is going to go down from this point on. If you're waiting this long, you just need to get your stuff when you need to get it. You don't care if you have a discount. So understanding, hey, we may offer something the weekend after, we may offer this something the weekend after that, but leading into that again, free shipping deadline, you don't have to give as deep of discounts because they're kind of like the early bird doesn't get the worm in this case. they've waited, they're going to be less price sensitive. So you don't have to offer that as much, but make sure you can get it to them fast, and also be communicating this, again, shipping deadline throughout the course of your emails. We always recommend this is kind of a secondary call to action in a lot of your campaigns, and where you're sending more frequent campaigns in here, you're going to want to make sure you have a good secondary call to action to make sure, okay, hey, free shipping deadline is going to be here, here, and here. Free shipping is going to be cut off on this date. Expedited shipping is going to be cut off on this date. So make sure you get it early so we can guarantee it. And basically after this, we're going to have kind of a dull period until the 26th. And then the 26th through the 31st, we always recommend a second peak here, because that's when everybody has like Visa gift card rich, where they can again have a little bit more cash to blow. And you, again, the new year, new you, kind of like New Year's is a time where people tighten the belt a little bit. So money becomes really abstract all through here. It gets a little bit tighter right here. So you want to kind of take advantage of that when you can. And basically having ways that you can capture a little bit of volume in that window is helpful. And if you can get them to purchase 2 times during that window, is super helpful as opposed to just 1. So another incentive around here helps. And this is where, like, hey, you didn't get what you want. This is what we're going to be doing up until the 31st. And that 31st is a really nice deadline of, again, driving revenue to capture a little bit more in December than you would normally, because January and February things seem to slow down a little bit. So that's where money becomes really a little bit tighter. Everybody gets their house in order for that new year. So you want to be taking advantage of that when you can. You don't want to be opportunistic, but be, again, understanding what people are going to do, what their behavior is, really helps give you a lot of power. So building momentum, building our pre-order list, and then understanding what we need. We also recommend testing subject lines along this time too. So your subject lines are going to be something you're going to be testing consistently during the year. This is when you're busting out the big guns. So subject lines that you know are going to be showstoppers and crowd pleasers. This is when you're using all that insights you've gained during the course of the year to be leveraging here. Or if you're not, you're starting to test different offers and different ways of framing things in January, July, August, September, October. And that's what gives you that time and that window to start to test some of those things, which is going to give you a lot more options there, and give you a few more levers to make sure that you have what you need in that case. We always recommend adding urgency during the course of time at a few different windows in this whole 2-month window. Adding urgency means a few different things. Basically, we always recommend using SMS and email in combination with each other. SMS is really great in that first 24 hours, understanding, hey, I can suddenly make somebody's Apple Watch vibrate, and I can make somebody's wrist vibrate through my communications. So SMS is a really powerful tool there. So use SMS as a 1-2 combination in terms of getting somebody onto our SMS list, communicating through SMS, and then communicating through email, which is a little bit slower burn than an SMS, which, again, in that first 24 hours is that window where you're going to have that opportunity, but then using email in conjunction with that. So again, VIP list, you may be collecting SMS data and using that to communicate with your VIP list early. You may be sending them an SMS update, and you also may be sending them an email a few hours later. Again, it seems like a lot of volume in that window, guys, but again, it's going to be proactive and helpful. And then after they've purchased in that first holiday window, leading in, we always recommend excluding that audience if they've made a purchase in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday window, excluding them until afterwards. And then again, I'll talk you through what we do right afterwards. It's kind of helpful too, but making sure that you're not overloading them if they've already made a purchase. Again, we just don't want to be too heavy-handed. We want to be smart, and we don't want to be too transactional. So creating urgency there, giving early access to your VIPs, and then introducing new products or lines around this time, it just gives a different incentive or a different value proposition that may be valuable to some of your audience. Some people may be super price sensitive. They may be 100% price sensitive. But again, depending on who your audience is, they may be looking for something exclusive. They may be looking for something novel. They may be looking for something unique and different that only they can get around that window. And that gives you a lot of cool opportunity to take advantage of that for this given promotion. Basically, afterwards, we also recommend a few different things. So after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we typically run a post-purchase bounce back flow. So basically, this is going to be offering, hey, a discounted level of their like that promotion. So if I have like a 15% off for that Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I may be offering a 10% off in this window for basically anybody who is too busy, like may not have got everything on their list. We want to be framing that as like, hey, just in case you missed anything, this is a small window where you can actually capture a little bit of revenue here, or for that's what you're doing. But for your customers, like, hey, just in case you missed anything and during the rush of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, here's 10% off for the next 48 hours to grab any last minute things you need. And that gives them some level of exclusivity. You're talking to them like a person, but you're doing that based on a trigger of purchasing in that Black Friday, Cyber Monday window. Those are the people you've also been excluding from the other last minute promotions you've done. And that's what really helps to kind of give that level of exclusivity and urgency to them. And it gives them, again, makes them feel warm and fuzzy, makes them feel seen and heard. And hopefully you're trying to hold their hand and be their trusted resource during that time. Also, again, that automation, you may have like a two emails, like one the first day and one the next day, and it's just like 48 hours. You have 48 hours to purchase, and they have a custom discount code through whatever email service provider you use. We like Klaviyo for e-commerce businesses, and we're using custom discount codes in there, so we're not getting those codes abused by everyone. So again, it's like just a lower level of that discount. Also, in this time, we're infusing varying messages that we can use to give some different value propositions and different hooks, and offering different things besides just promotion, promotion, promotion. So in here, we're going to be hitting our typical email cadence. We may be infusing an extra piece of content or two, and this is where we do like recommendations from our team, like what's on our holiday wish list, or like five gifts you give to somebody around this time. So gifting guides are really easy piece of content. What to get, what to give somebody in different categories. What our new favorite gifts of the year are. What our top favorite XYZ are for the year. Those are all things that you can do to add value through content that's going to be just different than like, hey, 10% off, 10% off, 10% off, 10% off. Because after a while, all of those offers just sound like a used car lot. We want to be giving a little bit different types of value. We can definitely have that 10% off call out as a secondary call to action in those emails, but those pieces of content act like a Trojan horse for us in this case, because they get into people's inboxes, they add value, they hopefully get opens and clicks, the ones we want, and then it's also allowing us to make sure, like, hey, just in case you missed it, this is that promotion we've been running. It's ending in a few days, so they jump on board with it. Those are the things that we're going to be doing. And then again, like I said, 2 to 3 emails on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like a hey, last day, like announcement, follow up, last call, like announcement in the morning, follow up maybe in the early afternoon, late afternoon, and then like a last follow up in the evening. This is basically where knowing your audience and what time of day they're going to typically be active is super helpful, and understanding, hey, this is a time where we need to be reaching them multiple times. And then the last one's like, hey, like, this is ending today. Seriously, we're not going to be extending the sale. So make sure you jump on this when you can. Those are all ways to make sure that you can add some urgency, maybe add like a countdown timer, trying to be cute. But because you're going to be sending so many emails, like we have clients sending a lot of emails. So like 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3, I mean, that's 10 emails in a weekend in a 4-day window. And plus all the emails we're sending before and after, this is a lot of volume. This is why we want to be planning this in July and August, because it can be such a high volume. We want to be prepared and ready to go for that. And sometimes we also recommend varying like a plain text email interspersed in there, where we're using that plain text email version incorporated with some more HTML designed emails. Sometimes we'll even like change the headers on those emails so that it's a little bit more holiday theme, a little bit more like warm and fuzzy around that time. And those typically perform well. So just lots of different things you can use and different ways you can use it, but thinking strategically and how we can build that much volume into that window is super helpful. The next thing we always recommend doing, and this is more for your operation side, we recommend testing your operations. And this sounds crazy because, again, we know this is marketing. How well does your fulfillment team handle that much volume? So testing 1 or 2 promotions before that time, like not too close to that time, maybe in September or August, like back to school would be like a relevant time. Testing your operations early is going to help you understand how much volume you can handle and how much you can't. So if you can't handle too much volume, you want to be making sure that you're planning for that and preparing for that. So you're not trying to drive too much volume in that window to drive that much of a pop. You want to be trying to spread things out a little bit more. So you may need to communicate that ahead of time to, again, spread that out a little bit more evenly. But this testing your operations is going to allow you to basically make sure, hey, our warehouse is not going to break, our operations are not going to tank, and we're not going to like drive ourselves crazy and just be like trying to fulfill orders for 5 days straight. I mean, you're going to be doing that anyways, but like you're not going to be there for 24 hours a day for 5 days straight. Making sure that you guys can keep your heads on your shoulders is really helpful there, and that's one of the things we always recommend is like, hey, test this offer, test this promotion out. If you don't do a lot of promotions, test something out to see what that pop of volume would be like, to get some kind of baseline reading for how much volume you may see in that window, because you're going to see a lot more than you typically would. We always joke, around this time of year, we send a lot of clients, we typically send their warehouses a case of Gatorade and even some coffee, just because, hey, we want to be keeping them as busy as possible. They're going to be working their butts off, so we got to take care of that fulfillment team suddenly. So again, for any of you guys doing this, internal marketers, take care of your fulfillment team, give them some love, like make sure they're taken care of in this window, because they're going to be working really hard. You've been working all year. You've been doing all this planning to make them work, to help them work their butts off. So make sure you take care of them. Like I said, we always send our clients like a case of Gatorade around this time. It's kind of a flex. I know it's kind of fun. I feel like we would have pie on our face if it didn't work out, but every time we've done it, it's worked out. So we'll go with that. Those are all things you want to be thinking about leading into Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We can go deeper into this if you guys have specific questions. This is, again, we're recording this like first day of July, and first day of July 2022. So again, we're way out of this, but this is where you guys need to be thinking really soon. And the way you can be doing this and be successful here is planning early, planning what you're going to be doing, and then getting everything else in place to know what you're going to need, what resources you're going to need, what content you're going to need. Because if you're planning on building content, you're planning on building a lot of things, it's going to need some time. And the more time you give it, the less you're going to be playing catch up, which is nobody wants to be doing. Because at this time, you don't want to be playing catch up. You want to be sitting back and making money. Let's be honest. So take advantage of that. Maximize those times. If you guys have more questions around this stuff, let me know. Again, we can go on for days on this. We didn't even go into a lot of other areas we typically cover, but Edwina's going to kill me if I go too long on these. So I just get long-winded. I can't help it. Sorry. But this stuff is fun. So let us know if you have questions. Let us know if there's anything we missed. Again, we're not perfect, so if we miss anything, call us out on it. We want to hear some feedback. And if you liked what you saw here, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And looking forward to seeing you guys around. And good luck in the lead up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday 2022. So without further ado, my name is Robbie Fitzwater, and we'll see you guys around. Bye bye.